We are looking for the best and brightest, the people who have put in their 10,000 hours, whose sweat equity I can see dripping onto the floor. Those are the people that we're looking to invite. So how we choose who comes here is very, very, very selective. We are really looking to make sure that we have representation across all the different areas of mastery. So whether that be social impact investors or entrepreneurs, whether that be artists or musicians, whether it be electricians or event producers, we are looking for the best and brightest, the people who have put in their 10,000 hours, whose sweat equity I can see dripping onto the floor. Those are the people that we're looking to invite. We are looking for people who are cracking open, who understand that the ROI of return on investment needs to link up to the ROI of ripple of impact, and that those do not need to be exclusive, but instead can be inclusive. They can come together and they can forge a new path forward, a new story, a new way of interbeing. I think then somebody lands here and they experience this container, this space, this mastermind. I think the first thing they'll say is, wow, I didn't realize I could travel this entire range. I didn't realize that I could go so deep in a men's circle and at the exact same time be participating in a tribal dance around a fire or a cacao ceremony and be downloading an enormous amount of information for my business that just excels and propels my career. So I think people are going to build a deep relationships and a network, because this isn't a weekend event. This isn't about who's on stage. In fact, you'll never know who's coming to this event. You'll know that they are masters. You'll know that I have curated them in the same way that I might curate somebody like you. But it's not about who's on stage. It's more about who's there and being open enough to recognize that what we need, we sometimes don't always know. And so, yeah, that's what I think they'll get.
So how many people here would like to have more power in their life? Experience more power. Awesome. How many people here would like to have everything that they need and want in their life with grace and ease? Woo! Okay, awesome. So what we're going to be talking about essentially is how to get all of that through communication.
He followed up with words and the acts of his hands. A hot heart honed all he had. If there ever was one, that's the magic land. And if they built that with their will and their skill, controlled corporations in Capitol Hill, what can we build with the powers we hold? They haven't hit the limit.
So what I love about what's happening here at Punta Mona is everyone is so excited, number one, about this location. Like, they are giving me thumbs up yeses that Punta Mona is like super epic. And even though we don't have all the modern comforts of flush toilets and we're using compost toilets instead, that essentially people are comfortable to kind of disengage from the internet, from the outside world, and re-engage with the earth and each other. The quality of people here, the quality of the experience, the range of the experience has been amazing too. I mean, from men's circles to women's circles to parties in the jungle to workshops on how to make better video on YouTube, or how to be able to reach more people online and social. Or how to align your energetics and how you can use essential oils to maybe heal something within your body. I mean, there's such a diverse range. So it is time for us to close out this mastermind, or at least this portion of the mastermind here at Punta Mona, and start heading on over to Envision. But before we do that, we have to address the entire group, want to hear about some of the light bulb moments that are going off, and make sure that we are off on that journey as a tribe, as an awakened group of people who are working together there. So yeah, just gonna share a little bit in a circle. For the last 7.5 years, every single week, I've learned something about some of the world's biggest challenges. And these challenges aren't something that I'm facing. Even though I'm alone when I'm watching them, I'm not the only one who's taking them on. I'm not the only one who's impacted by them. I'm not the only one who feels their pain. I'm not the only person who might be affected. And if I can inspire one person, and that person can inspire another person, and another person, and another person, and another person, that essentially we can build a movement. Because from a single flame, from a single candle, can be lit 150 flames. And therefore can be lit 150,000 flames, and 150 million flames. And we can actually change the world with just a single idea. So I would love to hear, popcorn style, anybody who feels called, just to share what are some of the flames, what are some of the ideas, the grounding earth, water that have come to you.
Like my first experience in Bali, which is just like this magnet for like any darkness within you that is blocking your true light from fully shining, and like your full power from like being put online, and like your voice from like telling your full truth, any of that stuff just being completely illuminated. And sometimes in a really painful way that's triggered by the most perfect circumstance, usually for me, which entails not getting what I wanted or getting what I expected, or having something turn out a way that wow, this is uncomfortable, this didn't happen the way I thought it was gonna happen, or the people weren't there, or, you know, wow, I overshared and that was uncomfortable, or I don't know how to talk to this person, or we're not connecting, or all the different examples, right? All the different like material that we have in a space like this. And I just want to share, you know, the most important thing I can share is when it comes to leadership, when it comes to being a leader in the kind of world that I want to live in, and the kind of heaven on earth that I'm here to create, I want to be surrounded by leaders that lead with vulnerability and open heart and authenticity, no matter what. And with that comes like a huge degree of courage, bravery, and just like so much love.
First of all, on the note of doing this again, we are doing this again. Maybe? Maybe? Yeah! All right, yes. Okay. For real though. For real, we're really considering doing this again in September. To do that, we need you. Right? Like, this is an enormous amount of work. This took like every dollar and every ounce of energy and every fucking piece of my soul and everyone else's soul who helped me on this to make this happen. And we really need us to step up and show up. And whether you can make it out in September or not doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter when I want you there, of course. But you can also tell somebody else. And how we want this event to grow is not through marketing, not through storytelling via video all the time. It's through telling specific people. Yeah. You all came here because somebody told you specifically. Yeah. They thought that you were the person who needed to be here. And tell me if I'm right or wrong, you are the person who needed to be here. That was definitely intense.